A sitting mayor was recalled by angry taxpayers outraged over the building of this stadium with their money. Can a deal like this wash that much bad blood away?
I think I'm going to take one quick stab at that. I appreciate that you're here today. Thank you so much.
Everybody's doing the fish.
Man, let me tell you something. That's a journalist voice I aspire to. If I could be like Gary Nelson, that would be something. That guy has a journalist voice. Mine is like a mouse. That guy is a man.
Dan, what are your impressions of the South Florida crowd tonight? It's been a while since you guys have been here.
I mean, mine can't compare to Mr. Loria. If I could ask this, a sitting mayor was recalled. That guy is a journalist's journalist. I don't even know what he's up to. What does that guy do? Gary Nelson, is he still hanging? Is he still kicking around, breaking stories? He's probably unveiling important stuff, not baseball nonsense. That goes on left and right. So we played you guys Sherman the last break. Now I was there for this press conference, Leroy. This was the first full day of spring training.
Yeah.
I asked Sherman about the cheating scandal, about the Astros cheating scandal. That was my question to him. But I will say, first on the top, I don't really know why at Marlins spring training we're still asking about the past regime, because they are going on year 3 of this ownership. So he is getting asked about the past regime. So in fairness, it's not like Sherman came up with this willy-nilly and is telling people that the past regime is irrelevant. So I just want to put that out there to kind of set the scene for everybody. I don't want to make it seem like Bruce Sherman came out with a haymaker. But give me just the early part of this clip, Robbie, where he calls the past regime irrelevant, and then we'll get to David Samson.
Past regime is irrelevant. When we closed October 2017, it was irrelevant. We made some choices. They were interfering with the day-to-day management. We continue to do what we do. We trust in our employees, the management. They're the baseball experts. We let them do what's necessary to win.
All right, so that's Sherman. Now, David Samson got wind of this and went on his podcast, which is on CBS Sports on their YouTube page. You guys get it, I guess, where it's available everywhere. It's a fantastic job. He's really good at the media thing, David Samson. Not surprising, but it's a podcast, nothing personal with David Samson. Go check it on out. But in one of his episodes, he responded to Bruce Sherman. Now, this was like a week ago. I hadn't heard about it until Barry Jackson, Sports Buzzin'. He put it in his blog, these quotes. And so figured we'd listen in because Samson, he brings the flamethrower. And here is he gets loose, Leroy. He decides I'm gonna decide to take a couple. He's gonna step in his own batter's box, take a couple hacks at old Shermanator. Take a couple hacks at Shermanator. So here's Samson on his Nothing's Personal podcast, and he starts off by saying Bruce Sherman basically just bought the Marlins for Jeter's cell phone.
Bruce Sherman gave the reins to Derek Jeter and said, you're the CEO, you're a little tiny fractional owner, you've got 5 years to turn this around, and I love you so much, Derek. I want to be around you so much. You mean the world to me. By the way, can I have your secret cell phone number? Can I get that special number so I can call you and speak to you every single day? Can we talk about baseball and have you tell me everything about baseball? Because I'm just a fan and I love it. Okay? And by the way, I am putting in about $400 million, but I don't want to lose more. Oh, we lost more? I guess I got to put more money in, but I'm still okay because I still have your secret cell phone, don't I?
Oh, man. All right. Well, listen, he's coming out like Tyson Fury. He's leaning on Shermanator.
Is he lying?
I don't think he is lying. I mean, look.
It just.
I will say you better have every access to communication to Jeter if you do put in $400+ million. However, I can get to Mr. Jeter, I should be getting to Mr. Jeter. However, Sherman should have the direct line. They should have walkie-talkies to each other. But remember the old direct connect, the
push to talk.
Yeah, push to talk. That's
Nextel.
Yeah, Nextel. Sherman should have Nextel with Derek Jeter when he put in $400+ million. Okay, so Samson's getting loose. He's throwing he's on the mound. He's just throwing a couple fastballs at like 92 before he starts warming on up, and he starts to go in on Sherman's comments.
Bruce Sherman said, "We bought this team in October of 2017, And the old regime was irrelevant that day and is still irrelevant. And then he went on to say, unsolicited, that I interfered with the day-to-day management of the team. And so I am the reason why the Marlins are so bad. We're the reason why they had to trade all the players. Bruce, let me clarify and let me answer. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care that you fired me. I don't care that I don't have the secret cell phone number anymore. I actually just care that you wired the money to our owner. I care because I want my hometown team to do better. But let me ask you a question. Your current president of baseball operations was there under us. The players you traded were players that we signed or drafted. And those are the players who got you all these great draft players, other young players, prospects, where you now say how happy and proud you are that your farm system is in the top 5 and not ranked 30. You say that you want a sustainable winning team. Everybody wants that, Brucey. You think that every owner doesn't say what you say?
He hit him with a Brucey? Here's the thing, though. Couple things. All right. One, I don't know if Bruce Sherman can say that the past ownership is irrelevant if in year 3 he's still getting questions about the past ownership.
Right.
As far as the organization getting run, I don't assume that Bruce Sherman is stepping in because I never hear him talk other than this press conference. He's rarely in the mix. David Samson said on Levitard's show that Loria was signing John Buck willy-nilly, sight unseen, giving him 3 years.
Right.
So I think that's more of what Sherman's talking about. We're not going to.
Everybody wants that, Brucey.
Damn. You didn't remember the Brucey. You don't even play on a hockey team with him. But to the point of, we traded all these players. You got all this farm system. Your farm system was dead last. Like, Samson, you can't go out there and try and act like.
Well, no, that's not what he was saying.
You left it with a full cupboard, though.
What he was saying is that all the players that they signed, he used those to boost up the farm system, and now he's saying redid the farm system.
One of the guys they gave $300 million to, and he can't stay on the field. You can't act like that's not a good deal.
No, I understand that. But
it's not even like they got great prospects for staying either.
That was a salary dump.
That was a salary dump.
I'm just saying that's what he's trying to say. That if it were not for the players that they signed, right? That
here's the thing, though. Like, I'll be with you. Okay, it's great that you got these guys. The other problem was that team wasn't good enough. Like that group of players, as much as you want to tout them for replenishing the farm system, in the end, when they were under your watch, they weren't good enough to win. Now, I'm not
doing
saying
nothing for you, so
yeah, I want we can spit in and talk about obviously they lost Jose Fernandez in a huge tragedy, but there are also plenty of terrible moves like paying Wei and Chen all that money. Which you like to go harp on and say that it was Scott Boras manipulating. The only thing that was manipulative about it is you guys love signing these backloaded deals all the time. That was your go-to move. But anyway, doesn't mean it's not a great rant. Let's hear some more from Samson. I'm loving this.
If the Red Sox have windows, if the Yankees have windows, do you think you as the owner of the Marlins aren't going to have windows where you're going to win and then you're going to have to trade off the players and then build again? You haven't owned the team long enough to have any idea what you're talking about. When you've been in the game for 18 years, I want you to look back and tell me how many championships you have. When you've been in the game 18 years, I want to know how many players you drafted, developed, who became superstars, MVPs. I want to know what you did so differently than what we did that you are still, after 2 years, 3 years, we are so in your kitchen. You monitor every tweet I send, every show I do. You have lawyers making sure that there's nothing nefarious going on, trying to catch me doing something. Bruce, I haven't even started.
Oh, man. I'm just getting warmed up. Man, that is tremendous.
Everybody wants that, Brucey.
Oh, my God. That's the worst. That was the worst, most cutting line in the entire rant.
I mean, come on.
Everybody wants that Brucey.
Jeez.
How many? Because who's calling?
Everybody wants that, Brucey.
Because who's still calling Bruce Sherman Brucey these days? Like a guy who's got that much money. I mean, you got to have some onions to pull a Brucey on him. Maybe Jeter. Jeter can call him
I'm
Brucey.
calling him Bruceford, or whatever his full name is.
Mr. Sherman.
Mr. Sherman.
I think I addressed him as Mr. Sherman at the press conference. I'm not going to call him Bruce. I don't know him like that.
Let alone Brucey.
Let's hear some more from Samson. Let's put a bow on this baby.
Everybody knows what you paid, and everybody knows what the record is of your team, and everybody knows the situation with you and Derek. Everybody knows you have no new TV deal. Everybody knows you have no new naming rights deal. It's not a secret. All the stuff that you have done, you think it's brand new? You think actually that you're trying stuff that I didn't try? You think it's possible that putting turf on and adding a few standing room only places and lowering concessions to $5 beers, you think we didn't try that? Stop blaming the past regime for all of your problems. Stop blaming me for the fact that things aren't working for you in Miami or that you had to clean up so much stuff. You take the microphone in spring training and I'm your first thought. I'm tickled.
Tickled.
I'm tickled. He doesn't sound
I'm
very tickled.
tickled.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't sound very tickled.
David Samson is the VP of Team Petty.
He certainly is. He certainly is. But I will say this to back Samson's point. Every past regime stuff. Now again, Sherman wasn't. He didn't unsolicited. Wasn't that question that statement wasn't unsolicited. He was specifically asked about getting the trust of people because of past ownership.
They never do that. They never. When we play bits, we sometimes have to explain the context. If you don't explain the context, is Samson being a little?
I don't think Samson cares. I think Samson. I think Samson wanted to take his flamethrower and eviscerate Sherman.
I know he
I'm
doesn't
tickled.
care.
Shoot! I'm tickled, Brucey.
I know he doesn't care.
Right.
What I'm asking is, commenting on something before you know how the conversation got there, is that being a little reckless?
It depends. I think it's probably being reckless, but I think if you just want to say what you want to say, I don't think he cares.
Right. I don't think
he has a he doesn't like the gentleman because the guy didn't keep him around, and he thinks that he's Derek Jeter's puppet. So,
you think he's mad he didn't get kept around? You have to think.
I think if he sees Mike Hill kept around and he didn't get kept around, yeah, I think he's a little mad about it.
I'm tickled.
And I will say to his point, the Mike Hill being kept around, I was like, really?
Right.
Because, look, it's tough to know what Mike Hill had input in or not had input in. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you as a Marlins fan, when you're telling me we're going to revitalize the organization, and you're going to keep a guy around who was part of
not revamping negotiating
the Miguel Cabrera trade. You're part of the Miguel Cabrera trade. The damage is done, my friend. I need you to clean house.
Done, my friend.
Now maybe he is doing things better. You have an organization. I know that they've invested a lot more in analytics and obviously put a lot more in international scouting. There's been a lot of big changes the Marlins have done in their organization that they just didn't believe in when it was under Laurier's regime. So Samson wants to go and he wants to say that we haven't. You don't think we tried all this? I guess we'll see.
I'm tickled, Brucey.
To his point, Brucey, we're going to find out because I don't want to hear by the end of year 3 if your team stinks and no one's going to the games. I don't want to hear because it's because of Lauria. No, it's because for 3 straight years your team has stunk.
Can the texter explain what's going on here?
Yeah.
David sounds like the prototypical villain. Over explains how he's going to kill you with sharks that have lasers attached to their head.
He's Dr. Evil?
And then falls flat inside the fire pit.
I'm tickled, Brucey.
So, question.
Brucey.
What does Mini-Me call his little helper?
You hit him with a short choke to end it, really?
I'm just saying.
Mr. Laurier, Gary.